Let's take a look at the school browser tool. The school browser tool is available for administrators and teachers, school leaders, and has a wealth of information inside to inform your work. You can check out projects, you can check out agendas, course content, student grades, IACs, CRAs, driving questions. There is a wealth of information in the school browser tool. The only caveat I would say is that you have to put information in order to get information out. If you're a school that wants to be able to take a quick look at agendas across your building before you do walkthroughs, well, you're going to have to ask your teachers to put agendas in. Same thing with driving questions. Let's get started. Here's the school browser tool. Looks like a piece of paper with bullet points on it. I'm going to click right there, and it will take us to that tool. Now, my data is not going to be as awesome as yours because these are all of our kind of projects inside of the network. But these are the projects that are happening. You can see one of the courses I do all the time for these videos is It's a Digital World course. You can see I have an active project there. You can also check by projects that end from within a week. Another thing that you need to be knowledgeable about is the fact that if I logged into the school browser tool in the morning and it cached all this data, at the end of the day, the grades in here might not match up with the grades that are in my teacher gradebook. You have to use this little button that will become your best friend in the browser tool, refresh data. So if something is not matching this screen to the screen you see in your gradebook, refresh the data in the browser tool. All right, let's take a look at agendas. We're going to click over here on courses and agendas, and you can see that you can filter by course. You can look for courses with agendas or without them, and pay attention to this because there may just not be an agenda on the specific date where you're looking. So if I want to see courses with agenda, I will click right here. You're going to see very few because again, this is our network domain. But if I wanted to, I could take a little peek in here at Cougar New Tech's agenda. So this was a school visit from their coach and what they were going to work on for that day. So you can toggle this little triangle and you can see what's going on in the agendas in the classrooms in your building. And you can also see that you have some other information here too, where you can get reports that go right into the course gradebook or check the course calendar. So that is how you can check agendas. Let's dig a little into the projects. I want to show you how you can find a driving question. So when you scroll down, you can see this little eye. This little eye tells you that there's a driving question. So if I click on that, here's a driving question. If I just hover, it will show you the question. So if you just hover, now in some cases, like for this one, this project was migrated over from Echo Classic. So it set a flag that there was a driving question, but there isn't one. And you can see that right when you hover over the little I for information. Now these do not have a little I, so there is no driving question. That's how you know that. One thing you might want to keep in mind is your teachers may be putting the driving question in a different place. So if that's something you want, you need to put it in the correct place inside of Echo. We can track CRAs and IACs this way. We just click on it. And not only can you see where there is one and when the due date is, you can also toggle that open and take a good look at the work. So you can see what's happening there. So toggling open these little triangles is how you get down to the actual information, how you drill down. So you can look for due in a week, due in a month, and you can also export this data. Now let's take a look at students and enrollments. So if you are in your office or at your desk and the phone rings and it's a parent and they really want to dig into how a student is doing, you can just pop in that student's name. In this case, we're going to look up a demo student. So we'll look right here for student 01. I can toggle that open and I can see how our demo student is doing in every course, his percentage, and how he's doing in all of the school-wide learning outcomes. You can even see performance and the pace at which they're completing their course, if they're moving right along or if they have a lot of outstanding items. And also if the students have been weighing in on their feelings about the course by using the little heartbeat icon. You can see that here as well. So you can drill right down into that student information and find out lots of information right there. This student data can also be exported using a CSV file. You can additionally, if I go back to all my students, I'll get rid of that filter. I can look for all the students that have a red light indicator. All of the students that have not passing in any of their courses. I can also look for all the students who are passing with flying colors. So you can get lots of information right there. You can drill deeply into a project where if I wanted to click on the project, it will take me to that, right to that course, and I can see the whole project itself. I encourage you to dive right into that school browser tool and keep in mind that if the grades aren't lining up with what they're in the teacher gradebook, to refresh data. And also, when you click on these on the tab, make sure you let them load completely. Don't be click happy. If this one says loading, just wait and let it load. If you click on the next tab, it's going to load both of them and it's going to take you twice as long. So just let that tab load and then go in and find the data that you need to find. So I encourage you to explore the school browser tool.